Never before have my eyes beheld such a tragedy. Okay, welcome back. Did you know that in the colorful history of Atari, at one point they tried to make their very own Virtua Fighter? They even had an ex-Virtua Fighter programmer working on the game. In fact, he was the only employee. Once you see this going, you'll think, wow, yes, this definitely looks like the work of something that was made by just one person. The menus are rather basic, but I suppose that was standard for the era, wasn't it? Well, it's rather progressive that they had two different types of camera you could choose from. We'll be Moohali. Okay, here we go. This is exactly as janky as it looks. Interesting story to how this got made. You see, the one man who was making this game, he was upset with management at Atari, and he said, well, I'll just give them this unfinished beta of this game, and that'll screw them over. They can't just take an unfinished beta and put it in a box and ship it out. Little did he know that's exactly what they did. Atari just sent out an unfinished game to all the good little boys and girls of the land. And thus you have a fight for life on the Atari Jaguar. So you might have seen that Matt McMuscles also did a video on this game a couple of days ago. I was kind of annoyed to see that. Atari 50's supposed to be my thing. Nasty rotten son of a bitch is stealing my thunder. All two of my viewers are just gonna go watch him instead. And by the way, I didn't screw up the sound in this. There's just a distinct lack of audio in this game for whatever reason. The audio levels are the same as they are in every other video. It's just that you can't hear anything because they forgot to put in the punching sound effects. Now, speaking of punching sound effects, a while ago I was watching The Sopranos, and they had that episode where Ralphie tragically beat his girlfriend to death in the parking lot, and I feel like it would have been a much more serious moment if they hadn't put in those Mortal Kombat punching sound effects as he was doing it. You know, but that's just me. Let's look at some other characters as long as we're here. I think I was supposed to cut this part out. Oh well, fuck it. As Bill O'Reilly says, fuck it, we'll do it live. I'm just gonna stick to beginner difficulty because anything other than that just wouldn't be feasible. See, they got a character named Pog. Gen Z likes it when you say Pog. That's why that Chuck E. Cheese puppet on that stream said, Poggers. So I'm trying to do the fixed camera this time. And now, curiously, the controls don't change when you fix the camera. So up doesn't become forward when you're facing in this particular spot. Up is still jump. And so you just end up jumping erroneously quite a lot of the time. I guess they didn't think of that when they were developing this one. The fact that you can strafe in 3 dimensions is quite revolutionary. They were doing that a full 2 years before Tekken did that. Kudos to you, single man who developed Fight for Life on the Atari Jaguar. You were ahead of your time. Yeah, this was developed in France. I think it said on the text at the beginning that the developer was named like Jacques Clousco Bertrand or something, or Yvette, something French sounding, Yvette Nicole Brown. No wait, that's not right. That was the lady who played Helen on Drake and Josh, I think. Anyway, I'm gonna try to get a ring out at least. That's really the only viable way to win at this. Oh, and apparently there's throws. They didn't show me how to do the damn throws. Well, I mean, even if there was a tutorial, I wouldn't have looked at it, but I tried doing the standard throw combination for fighting games, but it didn't do nothing, so There must be some other way to do throws, obviously.
You're a fucking idiot.
Okay, let's just play a different game here. Bounty Bob Strikes Back. I do believe that's a phone number at the bottom of the copyright information screen. I'm not quite feeling brave enough to call it, so I guess you'll just have to use your imagination. Or potentially call it yourself. For all you know, Alex Jones might pick up and he'll say, "You're a fake and a fraud." You know, I don't rightly understand the theming of this, that you've got a teleportation machine in what's supposed to be like an old-timey farmer's world and like a coal mine, presumably. It's a little anachronistic, isn't it? Let that be a lesson to you, impressionable young Let's Play fan. If you're getting bullied, it's... No, don't actually. Do not do that. Anyway, so yeah. Bounty Bob Strikes Back. Where there's smoke, they pinch back. Remember when they used to put that at the start of YouTube Poops? They could make a YouTube Poop spin-off for this game and call it Bounty Bob Pinches Back. That would be funny. They could have lots of weird, obnoxiously loud audio stretching, just like, bah! You know, like the videos do. Wouldn't that be something? This seems rather reminiscent to something you'd see in one of those weird, like, 101 free game cartridges. You know, like those weird bootleg multi-cartridges they used to make for old systems and computers and what have you. Yeah, one of the biggest issues here is overshooting that jump. Okay, thankfully we've got YouTube on our side, so we can just steal some footage from some fool somewhere and show you the rest of the game. Level 2 has an elevator. Ain't that the cat's pajamas? Hopefully you don't end up like Eliza Lamb. You guys have heard that story once. You guys have heard that story before, right? About that Asian woman who was filmed in that elevator, and it looked like she was possessed by a ghost, and she was doing all these crazy movements and looking out the elevator door and then rushing back inside, and nobody could tell what was going on. Was this some kind of schizophrenic episode? And, yeah, all the creepy channels love that story. And then it also became the inspiration for the worst game of all time, Yeek, a postmodern RPG. Some fat fucking Redditor saw the tragic tale of Eliza Lamb, and he thought, what if Eliza Lamb didn't have a schizophrenic episode? What if instead she got whisked away by earthbound monsters and then became my girlfriend? But I kid you not, that is the plot to Yeek, a postmodern RPG. Just outright Redditor fan fiction trash.
Dog, I ate an old edible about a month ago. I found it in the back of my drawer. That thing fucked me up for 12 hours. That's like an expired Vicodin. You ever take an expired Vicodin? You won't have pain for a week in your mouth. I don't care how many root canals they give you.